It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, let's review.
We'll analyze the scene
Sounds holly jolly to me.
before it's over. Let's begin.
Bum.
Bum.
That's right, folks. Since the Christmas season is upon us, we thought the best way to celebrate and get into the holiday spirit would be with some holiday reviews.
12 to be exact, decoratively divided into 4 categories for your Yuletide pleasure.
So, without further ado, silver up those bells, light the multicolored lights, and go out and build a snowman. And join us as we get into some seasonal shenanigans. And tonight we are unwrapping Garfield. It's a Garfield Christmas special, I guess is the official title.
Yeah, that's it, a Garfield Christmas.
No, yeah, but I mean, then we see in the title card, it says in the title card, it's a Garfield Christmas special. So I don't know. Regardless, Garfield Christmas. Yay.
Semantics.
So Dragon, we are back with season 4 of Seasonal Shenanigans. My God, man. My God, this channel is getting old.
Yeah, we're in the Thinker and Damien Dark years of our comparing it to CW shows right now.
God. Anyways. All right. So, yeah, it's everyone's in the Christmas spirits. It's even Monkey. And Monkey is kind of a famous, Dragon, there's a reason Monkey doesn't join us for a lot of Christmas in July, let's just say. He's kind of a famous curmudgeon when it comes to Christmas before December. But even Monkey is in the holiday spirit, so... Anyway, so we are talking about our third Garfield special of the year, of course, after Holiday Heatwave and Garfield's Halloween Adventure. And I gotta say, Dragon, watching this just for the first time tonight, man, this might be the best one out of the bunch.
Yes, I mean, this is a heck of a way to kick off our animated category with Garfield, because we've been having such a good time with it this year, haven't we?
Oh yeah. I feel like this year's kind of been like Garfield's kind of like snuck in to kind of proclaim this year for himself on the channel in a way.
Garfield's just so triumphant and positive this year. I don't know why. It's hit me in all the right places this year.
Right. You know what I think it is, Dragon? I honestly just think it's the fact that there's so many just terrible things going on the world right now that Garfield is just. It's such a comforting thing to just look back on. It's like literally when Garfield was at the height of his powers, the world was a simpler place. You know what I mean?
Tiki, I think
and and specials like this are just a great time capsule into that.
Tiki, I think that's a very profound thought, and I applaud it.
All right.
But,
thank you.
And in addition to that, I like to say again, it's just I had such kind of Garfield just kind of escaped my purview for a while, and again, just kind of.
Well, I think after the Bill Murray movies happened, I think everyone's sort of like, do we really like Garfield?
Yeah, there's definitely a hit taken against Garfield with that. But again, I don't know if that fueled just kind of the divide. It definitely did.
And there were 2 of them, Dragon. There were 2 of them.
I've seen them both. I know there are 2 of them. I'm aware.
One has an awful title.
One of them had Tim Curry.
Which one had Tim Curry, the original or the sequel?
It was the sequel, Tiki.
How was that? Now I'm curious. You kind of stopped me dead in my tracks.
Well, I mean,
I mean, bring Tim Curry into any conversation, I'm like, oh, okay, I love Tim Curry.
I mean, again, it was Tim Curry. He did the best he could. He was
Tim Curry. He was chewing the scenery.
I mean, he was pleasant. It was a lot there, but he was pleasant. But I think Bob Hoskins. I'm pretty sure Bob Hoskins was in it too. So I mean,
I'm pretty sure he was too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good cast. Good cast.
Poor Bob Hoskins. He never got to make Roger Rabbit 2, but he was in Garfield too.
Also, Billy Connolly. He was fun. Always good. Anyway, talking about the wrong Garfield, darn it.
It sounds like, by all intents and purposes, the second one is slightly better than the first one.
I don't know. It's like it's kind of hard comparison in that case. Anyway, getting back to yes. So the point is re-experiencing Garfield. We've been having such a good time with it. We thought we'd do it again. So that's, I guess, a little bit of context for what this one's all about. Right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this special was in 1987. That's for our kind of our Garfield Renaissance this year. That places it after the Halloween special and before Garfield and Friends. So before Holiday Heatwave, but right after the Halloween special. This one's kind of smack dab in the middle.
Okay.
That one. And this, interestingly, this is based on Jim Davis's Christmas with his family. It's a very personal tale. You know, he went when he experienced Christmas with his family, much like our wonderful trio of characters.
It's almost kind of like a G-rated Christmas Vacation. You know what I mean?
Maybe, because yeah, it's like the whole. Well, then again, you do have some travel. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I guess, yeah, sure. It's a G-rated. I'll go with that. I don't know. It's the whole travel thing. It's kind of throwing me for a loop there, but yeah, I think you get it. Anyway. Oh yeah, so he'd go to Indiana on his family's farm, and they do Christmas, and essentially every character, with the exception of course, for just kind of the dramatic purposes, the grandmother is a fictional character created for the special, who's wonderfully played by Pat Carroll. Now, Tiki, do you remember does the name Pat Carroll ring any bells for you?
Yes, Dragon, it does. Yes, it does. Come on.
Would you like to tell the folks at home?
She is the voice of Ursula from The Little Mermaid, of course.
Yeah, and she was really.
What does Pat Carroll read? Come on, Dragon. I know my Disney voice actors.
I thought I'd use you to connect to the audience.
All right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, Mr. Scrooge. No. But anyway, and believe it or not, she was in really popular demand back then. I mean, she was on a few shows. I want to say she played Shirley Feeney's mother in Laverne and Shirley, and she had a lot of roles going for her even back then before Ursula. So yeah, and she was a big get for this special. That's why she's playing a very important character, such as Grandma Arbuckle. So that's pretty much it. It's very personal with for Jim Davis, this one, and it's very uplifting, very kind of seasonal way to kick things off. And let's just say it's going to have like a little bit of a full circle quality with the stuff this year. Don't want to give anything away, but you'll see.
All right. Is that teasing me or teasing the audience?
Well, it's teasing the audience because you should know, but that's fine.
I don't really know the full circle quality. I mean, I know the lineup. I don't exactly know how this connects back to other stuff, but
I'm saying it's a vague connection. But it's like it's anyway. We'll get there when we get there. Folks, check out the last one too. That's what I'm saying here. Just watch this one and watch the last one.
Okay.
And all the stuff in between, because why not?
Yeah, okay. I'm about to say, like, don't just watch 2 out of the 12 podcasts.
I'm saying for you completionists out there, watch the full season.
All right. Anyways. Okay, so how do we start things off, Dragon?
Well, Tiki, how do we start things off? We start things off with Garfield. We start things off at the house, I should say. We start with the house, and oh my God, this house looks awesome. And we know, the Arbuckle clan, they love to decorate. Garfield there when the holiday heat wave. We see what they do in July. Imagine what they do in
right.
We see have this one of my favorite things with the design you take. I love to have like kind of the train tracks on top of the house. Basically have like a Santa Claus sleigh with the reindeer like on a track.
Yeah. One of my favorite things with the design is I really like how they have the lines to simulate the glowing of the lights.
Yeah.
That's a nice sort of like stylistic, like comic booky choice. Anyways.
Sure. So speaking of which, and I like this because initially I was raising an eyebrow at this. I love, of course, the payoff of this. So
I was raising an eyebrow too. I was like, this is like a little too perfect for Garfield. Like, what's going on here?
I'm just saying, I love that you can kind of have a few tip-offs here. So we're on the inside. Garfield, he is awakened by John in an elf getup. And you'll notice like there's like this weird timing effect on the fireplace, and like the backgrounds are really underdeveloped. Like, you're just kind of like drawn almost in crayon in the back. And again, like someone's thinking, okay, I guess it's like kind of an artistic choice.
Right. I mean, we kind of saw some backgrounds like that in Halloween Adventure.
Exactly. So you're figuring, okay, it's a little artistic liberty.
Sure.
Might be for a reason. So, Garfield is awakened by John. And Tiki, I gotta tell you, it's not knowing what we find out about this. I was just thinking, oh my God, it's such an uplifting start to this. I'm so in right now. It's like Holiday Heatwave, man. This is awesome. It's like, they're so nice right off the bat. I was loving this.
Here's the thing, Dragon, just to get kind of my thesis statement for the whole episode out there. I thought that Halloween Adventure's nice. Like it has some really cool elements to it, especially like the ghost pirates and everything like that. But
Yeah.
the problem with Halloween Adventure is it had a lot of filler in it. And I feel like this episode, it has all the charm and all the magic of Holiday Heatwave, but it extends that out into 22 minutes without much, if any, filler.
I think you're right for the most part. That I think it's like I think we lose momentum here and there, but we don't. It's not like
I think the only time we really lose momentum is the songs, but I think the songs work much better in the in the context of the actual special than they do in the Halloween one.
Sure.
So, anyways.
Let's see. So, Garfield awakens. He's in a very good mood. We go right into the holiday spirit here.
You can't open Christmas presents on an empty stomach, Garfield.
Okay, I mean, I love the lead up to it too. Is hey, Garfield, it's Christmas morning, and you know what that means? Oh yes, presents, presents. Lots and lots and lots.
The interesting thing about this, Dragon, is that it's kind of it's playing on that whole class. One of the most classic tropes of any Christmas special, which is like, oh, it's better to give than to receive. But no, in this, it's just like Garfield absolutely loves receiving. John loves giving Garfield gifts. It's just an all-out it's essentially kind of I don't want to say greedy, but it's very self-centered. You know what I mean?
Sure. In a nice way, though. It's like it's not mean self-centered. It's like, no, nice. Look at him. This cat's so happy about getting presents at the door.
Then, of course, Dragon, I'm sure you love the trail of lasagna.
I love the trails of lasagna.
And, of course, at the end, Harold's in the living room. But I was hungry.
No, it's like this. Like I think the last one, Garfield's going, it's empty, and then you have Harold's in the corner. Says, "But I was hungry."
Oh, God.
Okay, anyway, getting back and boys, the fact that I love Johnny appears like these 6 trays of lasagna that he leads to the Christmas tree. That's such a nice gesture. And then now, again, I love this kind of the inception logic here is that things start to break down. And you're starting to get like raise an eyebrow. Okay, now things are, okay, that's just really positive. That's a real positive Christmas morning we just saw unfold right there. I can buy that. But now I'm starting to question this premise here. Something's a little off. We reveal the first gift to be opened is the gift that keeps on giving, quite literally, in the form of a Santa chair.
All right, and this is where it just goes kind of off the rails. I'm like, what?
It's like the best seasonal electric chair ever.
God. It's like we're gonna murder, like we're gonna kill you, we're gonna take your life from you, but you know what? You're gonna get to wear a Santa hat while we do it to you.
Yeah, if you're gonna go out around the holidays, you want to go out and stuff. It's also like
that's awful. That's really dark.
Well, it's also now I guess they've upgraded lethal injection. They're gonna give like a little peppermint finish.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh God! Ah! I feel dirty. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, they'll give you like an extra. They'll give you like a candy cane with the last meal.
Oh man!
Or you know what? They have here's what they have to make it festive. Well, they have one. They give you a Santa hat just so you look all nice for your family members in the other room. But what the additional you have is you have like a little bale of fake snow they drop as you're seeing the last things go on. Festive. Okay. Anyway, so that aside. Anyway, so the best seasonal
that was dark. Wow.
Well, at least we didn't cannibalize a main character this time.
I guess true. Wow, I don't know. I don't even know how to go forward after that, Dragon. You really brought down the room.
Okay, how is that bringing? That's making things better. It's making things more festive.
All right. I'm just sorry. I'm just thinking of all these poor people on death row that just have to think about dying during the holidays. I'm just
if anything, they should be looking forward to it with that idea in place.
Okay, let's get off of the death row thing.
Anyway, so just back to the best seasonal electric chair ever in terms of
just stop calling it that.
But it runs electricity.
Right.
Anyway, the point is, you get into
this thing makes just about as much sense as the random time machine in the toy store from that one Rugrats episode.
Yeah. Oh god, the fact that toy store. We're getting off track anyway.
I'm just saying, like, logically, this thing makes no sense.
Tiki, I have spent many a time just like saying, "Why on earth would this toy store ever?"
I know. Trust me, I have too. I think every '90s kid has.
Anyway, so John puts it on, basically demonstrates how it works. It basically works almost like a food synthesizer from Star Trek or something. Basically, you think it, and then the machine produces it. He imagines a hat, and he gets a hat for Christmas. Garfield, he imagines jewelry, expensive stuff, and of course we begin the "Gimme Gimme" song by the wonderful and talented Lou Rawls.
Mm-hmm.
To make all the Hey Arnold stuff relevant, Lou Rawls voiced Harvey the Mailman in Hey Arnold, so again relevant.
Nice.
Of course, you got a little intro, and again, it seems like okay, it's just a little, it exaggerates. It's kind of a comic strip. Of course, you're gonna be like that. So it's all fun and uplifting. And I'm not saying it's like the Flea of Balloon. I'm just saying the reveal here. Okay, we reveal. Oh, Garfield was sleeping. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Bum. Yes.
God.
Okay.
Oh man. No, I'm just trying to imagine like a super serious Inception style version of that scene.
Do you really want me to pitch that?
No, I don't, but I'm just saying, like, we could.
I could pitch that.
Long tangent on that.
So I'm saying you have like lasagna filling the room instead of water. Okay, anyway, seriously, getting back on point. We're having fun here, folks. It's tis the season.
Yeah, clearly we are. Yeah. Did someone slip in some eggnog? I don't know. I don't think I'm drunk.
I hope it wasn't peppermint flavored.
Oh God.
Anyway, so we have a grumpy Garfield. No, not a grumpy cat, because that would just be silly.
We have not a grumpy president.
Well, that's just kind of random.
Well, I'm saying President Garfield.
Oh man, that would be cool.
Anyways, that is how Garfield got his name, after all.
Really?
I'd be willing to guess that Garfield was named after President Garfield.
I gotta tell you, I never thought of that.
I'd be willing to guess, Dragon. I'd place good money on that.
Man, that'd be awesome if that's true. If anyone in the comments looks that up, let us know, man. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so yes, so we have let's say a groggy Garfield. He's waking up there. He's not in the holiday. Well, again, he's not in the holiday spirit. Just doesn't appreciate being all woken up. So it's not like the dream at all. Because now it's like reality is kind of crushing. It's like, oh no, this isn't whimsical at all.
Oh wait, hold on, Dragon. One thing we have to mention really quick in that dream sequence is I love that cherry that John has to use a cherry picker to haul Garfield's present.
That was a forklift, Tiki.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Cherry pickers what the firemen use to save people.
I don't know my machinery, Dragon. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Anyway, also, again, real quick, I love that in the opening, I just love good morning, Garfield, good morning, John. Of course, instantly says, no time for that, Garfield. You got to get to the Christmas. Anyway, so they wake up, John's kind of playing 20 questions with Garfield almost, and Garfield's, I don't do pop quizzes before breakfast. Anyway, so John is informing in the scene. Basically, Garfield's not having issues trying to go back. John tells him, hey, Garfield, we're going to the farm. You got a real sick sense of humor, John. So Garfield is not looking forward to this trip to the farm. I got to tell you, I really identify with Garfield, especially because I've been in that position. There's holiday stuff I don't want to do.
Just basically like being caught seeing the old relatives and, oh, why can't they come here where my warm bed is? And why are we whispering?
So this opening, I think, is grabbed me in all the right places so far. This opening, I think, is on fire. It's boom, 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 all good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the trio travel to the farm. John is very excited. He loves the holiday cheer, loves everything about the season, and watching the faces on chill. Basically, like the gag here, and what we're gonna have in song form as well is that John's super looking forward to the holidays. Garfield, he's kind of the pessimist in the room. He's kind of the lasagna tray half full type mentality right now.
Yeah, I mean he's more or less a Scrooge. Let's call a spade here.
Well, you're right about that. Well, yeah, he's a Scrooge. Well, he's a pleasant Scrooge, though. You got to give him that. He's a very
and he does have a very good Scrooge arc in this episode. So
Again, Scrooge, very apt. We'll say that much. I'm just saying, grand spectrum.
Oh, now I
Now,
copy.
give the
Okay.
boy a prize. Give the boy
Okay.
a prize. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Took me long enough, right? Anyway.
Yes. Halfway through the. No, okay, no, let's get. Anyway, he's like John's looking forward to watching the faces look forward to looking on the faces of children expecting Christmas, basically reflecting on him and his brother, which leads to the Oh Boy song. Well, I'm sorry, the Garfield like Oh Boy starting the musical numbers. I love that we're calling the special on the excess whimsy, but darn it if it isn't charming.
Yeah, it's charming, but I will say that the Oh Boy song is probably the weakest point in the special.
I really liked it, though. I just thought Garfield was kind of fun in the song.
I don't even want to say it's the weakest point. Like that sounds harsher than I mean it to say.
Yeah.
It's probably the point that feels the most filler to me. Like it's probably the scene you could probably cut out and not lose too much.
I could see that. So anyway, so we have the song is "Can't Wait Till Christmas," and basically they go back and forth here again with the whole kind of optimist, pessimist, kind of Scrooge and I guess Fred. Scrooge and Fred. Fred's the optimist. Scrooge is the pessimist. I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, Fred was the nephew, right? Fred was like the happy-go-lucky nephew, wasn't it? I guess it's Fred. Anyway. So yes, John reminisces about all the fun stuff around the holidays. For example, like his dad chops down the tree and his Garfield interjects with chores. Mom fixes the meal. Work. Let's see, Doc Boy. That's John's brother. I didn't know he had a brother. The first time watching this, folks. It's been a long time since I really got kind of in the grid of Garfield, so to speak. Of course, fighting big, fat, hairy deal. And of course, decorating the tree, gardening. I do really like that line, though, by the way. You're comparing decorating the tree to gardening. That's a cute joke. It's a joke you can tell your mother, with the great Kevin Smith. See, that's electric contracting. Wrapping, office work. Yeah, stuff, it basically goes like that for a while. And then, oh yeah, so then basically as the song goes, I'm sorry, do you want to take us through some of this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my favorite line in the song is about the insomnia and anxiety kids get from having to wait.
Yes, and that's what's kind of starting to get Garfield kind of into the spirit here. So basically, he and John and Garfield starting to get on the same page, and Garfield's like, "Oh yeah, I know that feeling. I'm super eager for Christmas." Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, Dragon, that there is something to that. There is something to the anticipation, like not even just in Christmas, like because for me, frankly, Christmas nowadays, it's like I'm so past the material things now. Like there's just nothing I want. You know what I mean? So presents really mean nothing to me anymore. But but like let's say like an anticipation for a trip or something. It like really that anticipation is kind of like a driving force for what you remember. It really does kind of play a big role in memories. So I think the special kind of taps into that.
Right. Let's see. So, of course, Garfield's saying, wake me when it's through. Like, wake me when we're there. Wake me when we're there.
I think he said, wake me when it's over.
Right.
Anyway.
So, he wants Garfield, John wants Garfield to behave himself, and Garfield wants to wait in the car. Anyway, so we meet the family.
Yep.
Yes, we meet. I'm just going to break them down, I guess, a little. So we meet John's kindly mother.
Yeah, I really like the mother. I like her design.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good design. Of course, she looks really different than what she used to look like, as we saw in the flashback. She basically looked like a female version of John in the flashback, and now she just looks like again she looks like realistically aged, and I appreciate that. That's what she looks very. Again, it's like she would not look the same. Anyway, so sorry, it sounded like a real oversimplification, but I know it's a good design. Okay, then we meet his father and his brother Doc Boy.
That's such a weird name.
Now, Doc Boy, of course, is voiced by the other half of Lenny and Squiggy, Mr. Squigman, David Landers himself, Michael McKean's old pal.
Okay.
I would die if they could get David Landers on Better Call Saul. It'll be great. That'd be good. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, we kind of get a vibe like how the family's going there, and of course, then we meet kind of the big star of this. We meet Grandma, Grandma who just loves John. You know, gives a big old warm hug.
You know, the grandma in this is just, she's absolutely like the heart and soul of this whole special for good reason. Like, she is definitely the most memorable part.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she's like, she's pounding around with him. Oh, that's city life. It's gonna make you soft, isn't she? Elbows him in the stomach. Ah, come on, give me that. I do 100 steps a day. Try it on me. Try it on
My
me.
belly's as hard as a rock.
Of course, John, not wanting to escalate things, he brings Garfield. He says, "Hey, meet Garfield and Odie." He just picks up Garfield. You know, again, Garfield's kind of looking at her like, okay, she's kind of an oddball.
Yep.
Feel free to jump in with this, Steve. You want to take us through some of the...
I'm sorry, Dragon. It's time. My physical condition is not great right now, so that's the only thing with my voice and everything. So I'm sorry. I probably am not as active as I could be with this.
No, it's fine. I just forgot about it. Okay, we're all...
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, so...
Kind of struggling through a really bad sore throat here, folks. So, anyways.
Oh, yeah, like she has the wood burning line, basically saying, oh, man, it reminds me of a wood burning cat. Of course, Garfield just kind of remarks that's bizarre. John's mom is all happy, like John, and this is a cool divide. I like this from the get-go. It kind of infers where we're going with this special. I think it's really a nice bit where we have the mother's all happy and happy-go-lucky like John, and grandma is kind of has a cynical edge to her that pleases Garfield. You know, Garfield. I just love the image of Garfield being held by her like an old woman with a cat. You know, it's kind of that classic image with
And it's just nice to see Garfield getting along so well with a human.
Yeah,
because it's not like Garfield doesn't get along well with John, but of course those two, like, you know, we've built a comic book legacy of them being cantankerous with each other. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
But with a lot of loving moments.
Of course. But, you know, it's a very, you know, without that cantankerous quality, we wouldn't be going so long in the comics.
So the next day, I guess, the next day, John and the gang, wrote that funny in my notes, folks. Sorry about that. John and the gang, they trudge through snow, big piles of snow again as they're going away from the farm. They're kind of exploring the place. We see like kind of a little periscope tail gag where Garfield's tail's up there because he can't even see past snow. I can't even see where I'm going. He bumps into the pump. It's kind of like, you know, it can't get any worse in this setup. That's kind of what kind of leads to them kind of bumping his head.
I gotta quit saying that.
Yep.
Drake, I gotta say, here's kind of like the challenge of podcasting about this special is that literally every moment is so good that I feel like we're just kind of like dryly going through it beat by beat because it's like there's nothing to criticize here. You know what I mean? It's like we just want to highlight everything. So that's kind of the struggle I'm dealing with here. And of course, with conserving my voice and everything. So just so you know where I'm at.
Curse you, Garfield, for being so wonderful.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I don't want to like just go through every little individual detail here, but it's also good. Like, I'm trying to streamline it. So that's where my pauses come in. So anyways, now I'm being self-conscious about it, Dragon.
Oh, don't worry about that. So,
all right,
Grandma, she's attempting to make some mischief, you know, with the chili powder. Most likely she's trying to kind of improve it, but at the same time, I don't know. What do you think? You think she's pulling a prank, or you think she's just trying to just kind of make it better?
I think she's genuinely trying to make it better because she says, you know, she brags about winning first place in the chili cook-off or whatever.
I will say, that's something we got to highlight here, is that I think you're right about that. It was just kind of something that occurred to me. But with that, it's a true life detail about, despite the fact that everyone seems to have like kind of a good relationship within the family here, it seems that she's undercutting the daughter and or I want to say they didn't really pound out whose mother she is, but regardless, it's
they did it. But I'm guessing she's the mother's in-law.
Yeah, it's possible
just because of the way she treats the mother.
I think you're right about that. Regardless, the fact that they have like those true life little details that kind of suggest that sort of thing. I wanted to kind of
sure.
Credit's crazy. Usually undermining without being over the top about. Because usually we go over the top. Usually we do kind of like a Doris Roberts relationship.
Oh God, right.
I'm not gonna say the word.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I'm dancing around it, darn. Anyway,
oh, man. Or of course, Dragon. What was that one terrible movie? Oh God, a Monster in Law. Do you remember Monster in Law?
I think I remember like seeing the title, like going through stuff on demand. But
right, like I've never actually sat down and watched it either, but I know it exists. Anyways,
is she the monster-in-law?
Is who?
Doris Roberts.
No, I don't think so.
I understand why he brought monster. Oh, right, because of the in-law thing. Okay,
the whole in-law thing. Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, beyond that, so that's a little chilly thing. Garfield, we see we see Odie going into the barn. It's going to be a setup here. Odie goes in the barn. This is a cute little payoff to the setup here. Odie's going in the barn. He's kind of pulling some junk out. He's kind of building some stuff out of junk.
Yep.
We're going to see where that pays off. Garfield, meanwhile, he samples the gravy when they're inside the house. He breathes fire because all the chili powder, and that never gets old. It's following that. It's Christmas dinner with the Arbuckles. Christmas dinner with the Arbuckles, and Mom's asking Doc Boy to say grace. He's a little sheepish about it. We have the old spoon gag. Spoon, to quote the almighty Tick.
Oh God!
But no seriousness. And basically, Grandma, she has like this wooden spoon, and basically kind of like tapping him on the head, like, "Hey, out with it, boy, out with it."
Right.
And Doc Boy's just kind of sheepishly kind of saying grace, and then he hams it up a little. And he says basically,
yeah, he gets like, kind of profound for a second. He's like, surely as the waters of the stream and the rivers of the sea will let each other find the wisdom and happiness to carry on.
Then she whacks him with the spoon again. Okay, Shakespeare, enough of that. All right, let's see. So then, so after that, we see everyone's chowing down.
Really quick detail I loved John just saying like, "Oh, Mom, you always make too much food."
Again, it's his little true. Again, I feel like Jim Davis.
Right.
Davis just he nailed down. Again, he basically brought a lot of his real life into it. That's always a good kind of thing you can do when you write without making it feel self-indulgent. It just feels like a relatable family experience. People always make too much food. Like my grandfather, he goes all out with the turkey around Thanksgiving. It's a point of pride with him. He always gets like the biggest bird ever, and of course, there's so many leftovers.
Of course, yeah.
It's a point of pride.
We had a big problem with leftovers this year, Craig, and no one wanted to eat turkey after like the third day.
Because here's the thing: he's very proud. He has a guy who can get like the best turkey ever. Of course, the fact we don't need a turkey like that, because he has a guy. He has to. Like he's pigeonholed. Like he'll never admit it, but he has pigeonholed himself into a high standard of turkey buying.
Oh God.
Anyway. Let's see. So beyond. Oh yes, Tiki. I'm sure you'll love this. We have basically with her having too much food. John's asking for a piece of pie, and we see that she has enough pie to drown a Franco.
Oh God. Just Franco's just sitting there at the dinner table. Very well dressed, very polite.
Yep, and basically had like an "I love pie" bib on him though.
Oh God.
And we just see like his eyes go wide, and they're almost like a tear.
And he's like drawn in like the Garfield style too. So you've got to like picture like the like a Garfield version of Franco with like the curly hair and the weird lips.
And like a single tear falls as he sees the pie. I mean, he's muttering to himself. Honestly, has like a little thought bubble that pops up, and basically imagining all different like as John is listening to tie it into what's actually going on here. As John's mother actually goes through the pies, just imagine this dancing through Franco's head right now. It's apple, peach, pumpkin, blueberry, banana cream, and that last one, banana cream. He starts to salivate, and then that's a whole nother. Basically, imagine we set that at that cafe that Franco always goes to, and then that would make it perfect. But okay, just kidding.
Right, you know how How It Should Have Ended has the super cafe? We really need to establish like a cafe for like Franco and Fabian.
Well, I told you to put it on a map.
Yeah, I know. You want a map.
Anyway, so the point is, a lot of pie. Beyond that, Grandma...
So good.
Yep.
This is fact, and I'm not joking around. I'm just stating the fact of life here. Anyways,
I'm just imagining John's mother saying, how are you enjoying the pie? This with the biggest smile in the world. Just imagine Franco with like all like with 5 plates of pie slices around him, like he saved children from a burning barn. It's so good.
Oh God.
Anyway, so there's a really sweet thing where Grandma
This episode is really just chock full with in jokes, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not exactly the most accessible like first podcast in a season, Dragon. But
anyway, so Grandma sneaking Garfield Nody food onto the table, which is a really nice gesture.
It is. It is.
We have this cute gag where Garfield's giving the place 2 stars for like the lack of decorum being under the table and everything. Dad remarks on this like, "Oh no, this gag I thought was really funny. What do you think?" John's father saying, "Oh, well, you've eaten everything." Yeah. He says, "Oh well, I'm eating for two. I'm eating for 2 now, dear." And of course, like, a moment goes by, and then he realizes the horror of like, "Oh my God, eating for 2."
Yeah.
Wakes him out for a moment. I thought that was a funny gag. Anyway, so John thanks his mother and his grandmother, and then John offers Garfield tons of leftovers, but of course Garfield is stuffed. He says, I'm watching my waistline for the holiday season." Anyway, so let's see. So next on to the Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Oh yeah. I love how this might be one of my favorite lines in the whole special here, where John's dad makes the observation like, "Why don't people just put the star on before they put the tree up?"
Yeah, well, if we did that, we wouldn't have a big plot point jingle all the way.
Or like one of the few like really nice moments in Olaf's Frozen Adventure by my count, but I digress.
Wouldn't have our big our big fall of Act 2 with the Santa Claus 3 if we didn't put the star on last.
So basically, the star on top of a tree is like a filmmaking thing. Then is that what you're saying? It's like
apparently
a film trope.
Tiki, apparently John's father secretly hates movies. That's what I'm getting at. He just secretly hates movies. He's just like, you know what? You don't want to.
Wait, does that make him like, oh God, Dragon? Remind me of the character that we really didn't like, who just randomly just hated watching movies.
Oh, I know who it is, Tiki. I know who it is.
Who?
It's that mother. That's Sam Loomis.
Oh God! Right.
Sam Mother effing Loomis. Oh God! I wish we could bring him back and kill him again. Of course, folks might think we're actually talking about man we've murdered. So let me clarify. No, we did not actually kill a man by the name of Sam Loomis. He's a fictional character on Bates Motel.
Such a good use of the shower. Such a good use of the shower.
And such a despicable human being who deserved to die.
Anyways, wow.
Seriously, that guy's really, he needed, not just for the movie, he did other crappy stuff with him, so it's not just because of the movie.
All right.
Anyway, so, yes, also I like this. I like how you can track everything that Odie's taking here, because he takes like a wire, like a string or something from the box, and we know exactly that's going to be used later on. Okay, anyway, so let's see. They're all decorating the tree. Yes, we have the star bit that Tiki established. See, Grandma and Garfield are bonding in the chair while the family's going crazy over decorating the tree. And I can relate because I had to decorate the tree recently, and oh boy, it's always a struggle to decorate one of the trees. It's
oh yeah.
Dragon,
my mom and I, like one of the proudest traditions my mom and I have is we have this like epic collection of Disney ornaments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I also have a very massive collection of Disney ornaments as well.
I don't know. Me and her, we've been saving them since my childhood. So,
likewise.
All right.
Anyway, basically, I always have to battle it. It's always like you remember the fighting the chair in the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. In this case, it's like battling the tree for Christmas at my grandma.
Well, let's not talk about chairs in Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Anyway, regardless, just battling the tree.
I'm just saying, like, we're in a good mood. Let's not.
It's like we finally got a new tree, and it's like Tiki was such a struggle to get a new tree. Because she tried to undermine me at every point, trying to get a crappy one that I knew she was going to hate. And I had no, you want the show model.
All right.
You don't want She's asked me 5 times, like, is this one white? No, yes, it's a white. It's white on the box. Of course. Anyway,
Merry Christmas, folks.
And the point is, we got the perfect tree that she eventually relented. We made her very happy with the tree we got, so it's all nice and dandy. So, Merry Christmas. Anyway, yes. So decorating tree. Point is, the reason for that tangent goes bonding with a grandmother. That's what we have here with Garfield. Garfield's bonding with grandmother, commenting, "Oh boy, look at all this craziness." But you have to be a little crazy to make it through life. Mm-hmm. Look at me, I talk to cats. Again, it's adorable. I mean, again, Pat Carroll's doing a really good job. Imagine that, Pat Carroll doing a good job in voiceover. Who knew?
I know, right? Such a crazy concept.
Yep. Okay, anyway, so we have then we have the story gag after that. Oh yes! Oh boy, this is fun. Oh goody. All right, so following the star gag, we have Garfield is tasked with a very important job because again, no one wants to put the star on the tree. So, John, he gives Garfield like a Mission Impossible type feat of putting the star on the tree. So this is he's a hero making job I can give you, Garfield. And again, I love this. Garfield looks at the camera almost says, "A hero, I like that." You put the star on the tree, and Garfield's like, "Okay, I'm not back in an hour. Send up a banana cream pie."
Meanwhile, we cut to Franco, and he's just like being all defensive over that pie. No, that's my pie.
I'm sorry.
You can't have any, Garfield.
I'm debating about pitching something funnier, but no, we went off.
All right.
Darn it, it's going to be so impassioned over that. It's going to be like a patriotic salute to Garfield.
Oh, I'm sure he would be. I'm sure he would be.
Because I'm saying it would be like the Apollo launch with Franco giving him that, I'm going to send him that pie. I'm going to make sure that cat gets that pie, man. Anyway, so Garfield goes up, he climbs up the tree, and you gotta imagine Garfield is a heavy cat, so I'm imagining this tree's gonna tip over at some point. But no, he's climbing up the tree, and he makes it to the Mount Everest at the top here, and he initially gets a little bit of vertigo though, so he's getting really conscious of the heights that he is now climbing. By heights, I mean about maybe 5 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So he maybe 6 feet. I don't know. He gets to the very top, and then he puts the star on the tree. Hooray! And then he falls to the bottom, and he always get all bulbs fall on his head and everything. Yep. Anyway, so of course we have Garfield making a regular gag that he's had here. Where he says, "Whoever invented Christmas trees should be dragged out into the street and shot."
I gotta say, Dragon, I don't necessarily think that joke plays as well in today's, given today's landscape of what's going on in the news.
I will say though, that gag usually, I think the Christmas tree is just a little.
I'm just saying anything involving gun violence is a little questionable in today's day and age.
See, I would argue that gag still works, but just not with I think the Christmas tree is just too. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like a good mixture on that one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, when Garfield said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's a very 80s gag right there.
I like that joke, and he's made that joke before. He just feels like we gotta hit some more universal.
I don't mean to be like the PC police or anything, Dragon. You know me, I am not the PC police, but I'm just saying.
I'm just looking at it from again, folks, we're gravitating towards because this special is so good. It's like you have a few things you gotta take some knots, you gotta take some shots at here.
Right.
All I'm saying is I think it's kind of a weak sauce use of that running gag. For the Christmas tree, I don't know. It's anyway. So, they light the tree. We have
I said, I love the lines to simulate the glow. I love that design choice.
I will say this, Tiki, and I'm going to validate the thing you said earlier completely with this. We compared to Christmas Vacation, we have that great line, Christmas Vacation, the little lights are not twinkling, but I will say this, the tree here, the little lights are twinkling.
Yep.
And then Garfield kind of looks at looks at the camera and says, "Oh, nice touch." Yeah. Okay, so now it's up to Doc Boy to put those years of piano lessons to use with a rendition of "Oh Christmas Tree," and he botches it horribly.
Just awful. Just terrible.
Where's Simon Cowell? He's terrible.
I would personally probably rather listen to a William Hung cover of
Hey James!
Oh Christmas tree! Oh Christmas tree!
James, do you have William Hung's number? James, put down the pie.
James, Franco's on like his fourth pie. He's just like
Frank!
he's like Joey in that one Thanksgiving episode of Friends. You know, it's like an endurance contest for him at this point.
Franco, get your head out of the pie for a second. I need you to. I have a favorite. Franco!
Oh, God.
Ah! Next time I'm inviting Seth Rogen. Anyway, so then Grandma steps in. She performs a very lively version of Christmas Tree. A little too jazzy, but she's having a good time with it. Then Mom plays.
This is the popular music of the 1980s.
Yeah, so then Mom takes over. She plays not No Christmas Tree, like the jazzy rendition of it. She plays Christmas in Your Heart, kind of another song for the special, and it's not bad. I'll admit,
I don't know, Drake. I gotta say, this one really got to me. I really like this song. I don't know why. Wait, maybe, hold on. Maybe this isn't the song I'm thinking of.
You're not thinking of the last one, are you?
I think I am thinking of the last song. Yeah, I am thinking of the last song, yeah.
This one I just felt like, I was like, yeah, it's okay.
This one's probably pretty filler because I don't even remember it, really.
Anyway, so we see snow starts to fall. We see Grandma. She's alone by the window. It's going to be an important set piece. There we go. So then she's... there we go. So Garfield goes over to her, and there's the big set piece here. So she confesses to Garfield. And she's feeling lonely since Grandpa passed away. And here's where she's pulling at the heartstrings, folks. Here's where she's playing that.
We haven't used them in a while, folks, but I think we should break out the inside-out tissues.
Well, basically, I used them all up during Coco, so now we're...
Exactly. Coco, we needed like a whole crate of inside-out tissues.
We need like a Coco hanky, and we need inside-out tissues.
Oh, God.
See, Coco is like you're dabbing the eyes, and then inside out, you need like to use all the tissues. Like, no, I can't. I've ruined this hanky. I need something disposable but infinite at the same time. Oh, the sadness. Oh, anyway. Oh, Phyllis, how can you make me so sad? Anyway. So, getting back on point. So, Grandma, she is confessing that she misses Grandpa, who has most assuredly passed away, if not in the previous year, then recently. And Tiki, this is what really pulls in the heartstrings here. I love just how basically she reflects on the kind of man that he was. He was a good man, didn't make a lot of money, but he didn't make a lot of money. He wasn't. This is the thing I really feel hits it right on the nose. It just feels real personal. It feels real nice. Where he says, he didn't make a lot, and he always, he didn't show his affection side outwardly. He didn't really show affection that much. Basically, Christmas was his big excuse to kind of splurge and impress and just kind of communicate that he did care.
Right.
That's the detail that gets me to. That's the fact, he didn't show much affection, but Christmas was the opportunity for him to do that.
You're not wrong. It's very touching.
That was a little photograph and everything. It's really well directed. And also, I love the side view of she's in profile. It's a really well done. It's a really well done scene.
You see outside the window too, right? You see the snow falling outside.
The beautiful scene. Also, I like that there's some of the. Now, I will say this: that if they could have hit this harder, they didn't need to, but they could. I'm saying maybe exchange some filler for stuff to maybe build this up a little, because I think there's a Garfield parallel with the grandfather, but we don't really dedicate time to that. I'm not saying they needed to, but it's something that's a missed opportunity. That's all. There's definitely there's seeds of a Garfield parallel between someone who doesn't outwardly show affection. Because
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Garfield is a bit of a cynic, and of course she also has some cynical tendencies. But it's something to consider. All right. So it's now time for Dad, dear old Mr. Arbuckle, to read a Christmas story. No, not that one. Read just a holiday themed story. In this case, a story that Pennywise and the Joker would go gaga for.
Oh, God. And Dragon, it's funny you say that, because as soon as I heard that, I just kind of my mind instantly went to Binky the Clown doing the big meme scene from It.
Good. For the clown who saved Christmas.
And Dragon, I like to think that on the bookshelf next to the copy of Binky Saves Christmas is a really nice leather-bound copy of, the children's book edition of Kiss Saves Christmas.
Kiss Saves Santa.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Kiss Saves Santa. It's got a black heavy metal cover, but it's got the red and the red and green festive colors for the lettering.
Oh, folks, I'm gonna tease Tiki here in front of the folks right now. I'm gonna say, folks out there watching this, if you stick with us this season, Tiki's in for a surprise on one of these things we're gonna talk about. But he doesn't know yet, and he's gonna love it. He's kind of hinted at something he's gonna go nuts for when it happens. It's gonna be fun.
Kiss Save Santa. Kiss Save Santa is coming back.
You'll see.
All right.
Anyway,
I've always pitched like one day we should just pitch a Kiss Save Santa.
I'm just saying,
that would actually be like just.
Tiki's gonna get like a little. He's gonna get something close to that, but he doesn't know when. He doesn't know where.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah,
like how do they get from Mrs. Claus to the dinosaur eggs, Dragon? I need to know.
Well, it's not a straight adaptation. There are liberties taken, but you'll see. Kiss. They save. They save things. They save.
Okay.
Anyway, so whenever Binky the Clown's mentioned, I do keep thinking of that great gag from the Halloween special. Because you're worthless.
Right.
Anyway, so
also, I love how this is basically like an off-screen Binky the Clown cameo.
Yeah, this is kind of strange. It's is that I like this. Dad feels silly reading the Binky the Clown thing, and the fact that the boys they're kind of getting a kick out. I love that the boys are played like man children here. Men. What's the past tense on those? There's man child, so I guess they're men children.
I think man children is correct. I think that's the correct terminology.
And semantics. Oh boy. Yes, man children. So yes, they're kind of man children. That's kind of getting the relive jug because they're taking some kind of they're kind of teasing their father a little bit, like, oh boy, yeah, we don't know how this sounds. Being a little facetious about it. So he tells
Dad, I was really worried there for a second.
And of course, he gets really into it. He kind of imitates Binky.
Mm-hmm.
They're the whole like, hey kids. Anyway, so they reach the end of the story, teasing the tradition a little. Now it's time for bed. So while it's time for bed, Odie grabs a stick from the plunger, and of course, has it the wrong way, so he kind of bops into the door. Anyway, so again, Odie's planning something, man. He's planning something big.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Robot joke I can make, but I'm not going to make it. So we have Garfield and Odie. They're sleeping. They're sleeping by the fireplace.
Yeah, let's hope that whatever Odie's planning doesn't blow up 75 buildings or anything.
I'm just imagining kind of a Christian Slater version of Odie right now.
Oh God.
Anyway, no, I'm kidding. That's crazy talk. Come on, seriously.
Yes, it is. Yes, it very much is.
Anyway, so we see the fireplace goes out, which wakes up Garfield. So Odie heads out to the barn. Garfield catches a glimpse of this. They head to the. We have a song that plays, and you can never find an elf when you need one. Yeah, kind of unnecessary, I guess. I don't know. Garfield hides and watches Odie build something out of scraps. Those are the stuff we saw him take before, the string, the plunger, the block of wood, stuff like that. We don't know what he's building, but he's building something. He's putting like a bag over it. Egad, a bag. So Garfield, while he's hiding behind a box, of course, after Odie leaves, I guess Garfield he falls, and basically he knocks the box loose, and out of the box come a stack of letters that are 50 years old. Bum, bum, bum. Meanwhile, it is 1:30 in the morning. Oh my God, Tiki!
What?
That's what just occurred to me.
It's 1:30 in the morning right now where you are.
Yeah. How serendipitous.
Right.
Anyway, so it is 1:30. The boys, the man children that they are, they're trying to wake up.
It's technically morning. Did you ever try and pull that as a little kid, Dragon?
No, I never tried to pull that. I did wake him up a little early, but never like 1:30 or anything.
Right. I think maybe at one point I tried to wake my dad up at 4 o'clock or something like that. Like, hey, it's morning.
Anyway, so they're making the after midnight argument, and it's a no-go. Just saying, go to bed. It's not working. Okay, so now it is Christmas morn, Tiki. It's Christmas morn.
Yes.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's Christmas.
I like how most of the special takes place on Christmas Eve, though.
Yeah.
This episode is really more of a Christmas Eve special than anything else.
I love this. The boys, they're asked by their father, okay, boys, what do you want to do? You want to do chores, breakfast, or presents first, and of course collectively like Garfield, and they're expressing their inner children there. Presents,
but then Frank goes off to the side like, I wanted breakfast because I assume breakfast involves pie.
God. I just want you to, I'm thinking of tangents right now, but I'm not gonna go down them.
All right.
We're close to the end. I'm thinking of a Farmiga tangent, but I'm not going there. So I'm just saying with all like the pie and stuff. Anyway,
yeah, tell me after we go off there.
All right. So we open gifts. We're opening gifts. We see Doc got a Doc got a plane. The father got a hat. There's a bowling ball somewhere there. We're missing some people. We're not seeing what gifts they got. But the point is, gifts
Those Arbuckle men really like their hats, don't they?
They're hat aficionados, Tiki. Anyway. So it's a very nice Christmas. A very nice Christmas is ahead, and folks, get your cocoa hankies and your inside-out tissues at the ready. Get them ready.
Anyway. No, I'm just picturing cocoa hankies as like edible hankies.
Ugh.
Like chocolate hankies.
Just imagine that's stupid. I was gonna say they could use the cocoa hankies like when they're eating cocoa, they could like an official sort of like a monogram kind of like Day of the Dead skull on a hanky, like for cocoa.
Right.
But stained with tears, Tiki, with tears. It's the dignified tissue. Anyway, getting back to the heart of the matter. So Garfield has a gift to exchange. That he has not exchanged his gift, and he gives Grandma Arbuckle the letters.
Oh yeah.
These letters, they are love letters from dear old Grandpa.
Very well worded love letters too.
Yeah, and they're very sweet. And like Mom's asking, what do they say? And of course, she kind of firmly says, "It is inappropriate for a lady to talk about romantic gestures, romantic letters, dear."
Kind of pulling a little bit of an Uncle Phil. Wait, Uncle Phil? What the fuck am I talking about? Grandpa Phil? I'm sorry. My God, I really must be sick. I'm losing
For
it.
a moment, Tiki, I was going to be so proud, like, oh my God, he's referencing James Avery. I love James Avery.
Oh, okay, right. No, I'm sorry. Oh, seriously, Uncle Phil, I'm ashamed of myself now.
Well, don't pie yourself this time. Anyway, yes. So, so let's see. She pats Garfield on the head. So it's really cute. It's really nice. She thanks Garfield, pats him on the head, and then Garfield says, "I kind of fell into him." And explanation how he got him.
Mm-hmm.
Which he did, just kind of fell into him. Really nice, serendipitous how that went through. Honestly, what I really thought they were going for was going to be Garfield like finding the perfect gift for it. But I'm impressed that we didn't go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, meanwhile, however, this is nice, though. Odie has gotten Garfield a gift.
Oh, yeah.
And we reveal what he's been building.
Basically a back scratcher.
Yes!
I don't know, Dragon, I thought it was a little bit anticlimactic just because we basically saw him grab a back scratcher at the beginning. So
I thought he was going to make a really crappy tree, so the back scratcher is something more practical and useful for Garfield.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess for a cat, it's very useful.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're always waiting for someone to scratch your back or your belly or something, now he's like...
Fair enough. I can see the practicality of that.
It's a back scratcher made from some makeshift items, and this is the heart of it. I love these moments we have, like Garfield showing civility to Odie, and these are the moments I live for.
Oh, yeah.
Garfield. All the holiday specials have had moments like this, where Garfield likes it, and he says, "That's beautiful. Yeah, get the cocoa hankies, darn it." Where he says, "Odie, sometimes you amaze me. This is the best present a cat could get. Now and then, you're something special." And you just get a group as they hug each other. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And then Garfield's a really nice sentiment where he's like, if you'll permit me to be sentimental for just one moment, Christmas is not the giving, it's not the receiving, it's the loving.
Oh man, I
said it.
God, it's beautiful. There, I've said it. Now get out of here. Oh God, it's so nice. Then they have like a good old fashioned. That is the song I think you're talking about, Tiki.
This is the one song where I was like, all right, you know what? They've earned this one. Like this is really nice.
Nice little hoedown for Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right. Okie dokie, and that was a Garfield Christmas. Dragon, I actually forget exactly how we wrap these things up. You'll have to remind me.
Well, we don't do tropes. That's July.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, any final thoughts, Len?
I really enjoyed this. You know, I will say this though. Again, we just hit the like nirvana of Christmas specials with Home for with the Holiday Heatwave. It's really hard to top that, but this felt really nice. It had a lot of heart.
I just say this is definitely, obviously, this is more complete because Holiday Heatwave was, a segment, and this is like a full thing. And I do think at the very least, as much as I do enjoy the Halloween one, this is definitely better than the Halloween one.
Yeah, sure. Again, all are good. Let's not make any mistake there. They all been really good, consistent, and really fun. This one, again, basically, if like. Again, there's absolutely nothing offensive about this. There's nothing bad about it. Again, I love all three, especially they're all positive. And the worst thing we can say is like, the songs might drag, or in this case, I'm thinking of Halloween with that one. It's the songs might rub you the wrong way, or feels like filler. But again, it's filler. It's not harming anything. It's not detracting from the special. It's like, okay, so it just kind of takes a while to get from beat to beat. In this case, it's you probably could lose some stuff without losing the meat of special, but it doesn't really. Again, it's just it's harmless fun. It has it gets to a really great heartfelt place. I mean, I would say I wish maybe we kind of built that parallel between Garfield and the grandfather up a little bit. I don't know. But again, it's that opening. It really has me, and again, the stuff with Grandma Arbuckle, I think is great. So I think the opening and the closing is the most solid. The middle is fine, and again, we do sew some plot threads together quite nicely. It's again, it hits that kind of those little true nuggets of family life around the holidays very well. So it's I think it's a good note to start off on season Shenanigans.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is a really good way to start things off. Granted, maybe our execution of said podcast with about 1,000,001 in-jokes, it's like I feel like we need to write right at the thesaurus of all our in-jokes, Dragon, for the folks at home to follow along. Like, let's see, Franco. Oh, right, okay, that's why they're talking about.
We do need a flow chart of some variety. We need some sort of
right. But no, I mean, I definitely think this special was a very good way to kick things off. It's just got all the charm. It's got all the heart. As you said, Dragon, it's a very down to earth, very real world. Kind of like it's got sort of all the trappings of being with people, being with family for the holidays. It's got a little bit of the the back and forth bickering going on, but it never gets to a point of being mean spirited in the slightest. It's just a very, very nice, very relaxing special. And like I said, it kind of brings you back to a simpler time. And I think that's the best thing I can say about it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Well, kids, time to dash away, all of it. As we wave goodbye, don't you cry. We'll be back again next time
with even more seasonal shenanigans.
Franco, put the pie down.
Someone kidnapped Santa? That does not rock.